Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. It is the final day of January and we got another Daniel Larson update, second one for this month. Obviously the January 2nd, 22nd hearing has begun, and it's basically to be continued until February, the 3rd of February. So I'm going to go over some documents that I've got and read some more of the January 2026 transfer and court hearing. The hearing took place on January 22nd, with Daniel appearing in person. The proceedings were restricted due to the focus on mental health diagnosis. Due to time constraints and people waiting to testify, it was a lot of people by the way, the competency hearing was not concluded. A certificate of competency was issued, which led many to believe that Daniel was found competent to stand trial. However, this may not be true. The next competency hearing is scheduled for the 3rd of February, a few days' time. Multiple individuals testified in court. The main forensics psychiatrist, Dr. Caitlin Hansen, testified during the January 22nd hearing. According to LarsonNetLeak.net, additional witnesses were set to testify for the February 3rd hearing are Bob Proctor, that's going to be a fun one, Greg Suez, CEO of Golden something and trustee for Nancy Schimmer's trust, Mark Mills, another forensic psychiatrist, Mandy Duriland, a Highland branch-based counsellor who likely previously worked with Daniel, Ian Thompson, CEO of Daniel's caretaker company, and former case manager Jody Marquez, operations director for Roundup Fellowship, and an additional case manager. Alcina Chow, a psychiatric expert, and Tiffany Montrino, Daniel's former therapist. To be fair, I did have Tiffany up, but there was a lot to get to, so I'm not going to bother talking about like single like psychiatrists, that sort of thing. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of people to testify against Daniel right there. So we're going to go to live hearing updates right here. If you go to the bottom, you can see all like the references here. If they got a number next to the names or whatever, that will lead you down there. So case caption: United States versus Daniel Larson, 22nd of January. Witness name and description / title: Robert Proctor. 1.5 hours, about 1.25 hours. Afternoon update: hearing is to be continued on the 3rd of February 2025. 2025. You kind of got that wrong there. It's 2026. Sources tell us that only one person was able to testify and another 7 to 8 people still need to. This is going to take a while. A day later and still no verdict. But there are some new details that come to light. Bob Tiffany, Daniel's old therapist, and Ian Thompson, an old caretaker company CEO, will testify in court. A certificate of competency was listed, and the people on Reddit think that means Daniel was deemed competent. That certificate is old, and even on that certificate, he was deemed incompetent. There is no verdict at the time of writing this. So yeah, so you got that one there. Also, these are the people, obviously that's going to be testifying there. It's basically the people who I read about right there. This is like the main bit that I wanted to go over. Did I do that? Yeah, don't need it anymore. Right, page 1 of 2 in the United States District Court for the District of Colorado, Judge Regina Rodriguez. So this is the a Cutley Court minutes right here from the 22nd of January. Courtroom minutes. Competency hearing. 11:13 a.m. Court in session. Court calls case. Appearances of counsel. Defendant present in custody. Also present is Jeffrey Filia. Preliminary remarks and background case information by the court. Government's exhibits 1, 2, 3 and 5 are admitted. Defendant's exhibits A to E are admitted. Discussions regarding the defendant's oral motion to close the hearing to non-essential parties. Ordered witnesses shall be censored. I don't even know what that word is. With the exception of expert witnesses. Ordered defendant's oral motion to close the courtroom is denied. So in other words, anyone can have a wander in. 26 past 11 a.m. Government's opening statement by Dr. Mock. Right, Mr. Mock. Government witness Dr. Caitlin Hansen sworn. Got another page here. 11:30 a.m. Direct examination by Dr. Hansen of Dr. Hansen by Mr. Mock. 11:59 a.m. Cross-examination of Dr. Hansen by Mr. Westbrook. 40 past 12. Court in recess. 22 past 1. Court in session. That's a hell of a long time for a recess for a court. 22 past 1 p.m. Continued cross-examination of Dr. Hansen by Mr. Westbrook. Another recess at 3:30, and the court returns back in session at 4:02. Discussion regarding timing. 3:04 p.m. Continued cross-examination of Dr. Hansen by Mr. Westbrook. There's a lot. They're examining all these other people and not Daniel for some reason. Questions for Dr. Hansen by the court. 4:20 p.m. Additional bloody hell. They're continuing to cross-examine him for some reason. Discussion regarding representation of the defendant. The court finds that it is appropriate for Mr. Westbrook to continue as counsel for the defendant at this time. Discussions regarding timing and remaining witnesses. Ordered. This matter is continued to the 3rd of February 2026 at 9 a.m. in courtroom A901 before Judge Regina Rodriguez. 4:36 p.m. Court in recess. Hearing concluded. Total time in court 4 hours 10 minutes. That's basically it. Really, it's like nothing more in this, except for yes, we'll have to wait until a little bit after the 3rd of February, which is a few days time. I think the 3rd of February is on let's see, when's it on? Let me just get my date up here. It's on a Tuesday. So after Tuesday, I'll keep an eye on this, see if there's any more updates regarding the rest of the court activities right there. But yeah, it looks like things are actually starting to move forward a bit. So we don't really know what's going to happen like by the end of next week, let's say. So yeah, I mean, you might get another Daniel Larson update next week. You might not. It really does depend what really happens. I did get a comment saying that I think I'm the only person covering Daniel Larson content at the minute, which I'm surprised like no one else is like talking about it. But like I said, it's kind of like minor details at the minute. However, I do find it interesting to keep up on this sort of stuff. This is why I cover stuff like this. So yeah, that'll be it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.